In a world where plants can't speak, they still find ways to communicate. They whisper their needs to us in a language as subtle as a rustle of leaves, as silent as the tilt of a stem. Each leaf, each root, each droplet of water holds a secret conversation, a dialogue of life, growth, and survival. This silent whisper of plants is a symphony of signs, a testament to their resilience and desire to thrive. Our plants are always talking to us. Are we listening? Leaves are the mouthpiece of a plant. They tell a story. When it comes to understanding what our leafy friends are trying to tell us, we must first learn to read the language of leaves. Each leaf, like a page in a book, carries a tale of the plant's health and well-being. Let's start with color. Green is the universal hue of a happy, healthy plant. But what happens when that vibrant green starts to fade? Yellowing leaves could be the plant's way of saying, "Hey, I'm not getting enough water here." Or perhaps, "You're overwatering me, I'm drowning." It's a cry for help, and it's our job as plant caregivers to decipher the message. Brown spots, on the other hand, might be the plant's SOS signal for a disease or pest attack. But don't panic. It's not the end of the world, it's just a call to action. With the right care and attention, these issues can be addressed, and your plant can thrive once again. And then there's the drooping. If your plant's leaves are hanging low, it might be trying to tell you that it's thirsty. It's like the plant's way of saying, "I could use a drink." But remember, moderation is key. Too much of a good thing can lead to overwatering. Sometimes changes in leaf shape or texture can also be a sign. Curling leaves, maybe it's too hot. A rough or bumpy texture, it could be an indication of a nutrient deficiency. But let's not forget, plants, like people, are individuals. Each species has its own unique set of needs and ways of communicating them. So it's vital to understand the specific needs of your plant and adjust your care accordingly. The beauty of the language of leaves lies in its simplicity and honesty. It's a silent dialogue between you and your plant. It's about patience, observation, and understanding. It's about learning to listen with your eyes and respond with your heart. The leaves have spoken. Are we interpreting correctly? Every living being needs water. Plants are no exception. But how do they tell us they're thirsty? It's not as obvious as a dog panting or a cat scratching at the water dish. Plants have their own subtle language of thirst. For starters, let's talk about drooping leaves. When a plant is parched, its leaves can lose their firmness and start to wilt. Imagine how you feel after a long, hot day without a sip of water. That's how a thirsty plant feels too. But remember, wilting can also be a sign of overwatering. It's a tricky balance to strike, but with a little observation and understanding of your specific plant's needs, you can master it. Next, let's discuss the color of the leaves. When a plant is thirsty, its leaves can turn a lighter shade of green. Sometimes they might even turn yellow or brown. If you notice such changes, it's a high chance your plant is crying out for a drink. Now, this might surprise you. Did you know that some plants curl their leaves when they're thirsty? It's their way of reducing surface area to limit water loss. Plants are quite the survivalists, aren't they? And then we have the plant's growth. A thirsty plant might slow down or even stop growing. It's putting all its resources into survival, not growth. So, if your plant seems stuck in time, it might be time to check the water levels. Finally, let's not forget the soil. Dry, crumbly soil is a clear sign that your plant is thirsty. If the top inch of soil is dry, it's usually a good indication that your plant needs watering. But remember, different plants have different water needs. Some prefer their soil to dry out completely between waterings, while others like to stay consistently moist. So there you have it. These are the subtle thirst signals your plant might be sending out. Paying attention to these signs can make a world of difference. After all, a plant's thirst quenched is a plant's life extended. Sunlight is the elixir of life for plants. Now, this might sound poetic, but it's a botanical truth. Plants are a lot like solar panels, absorbing sunlight to fuel their growth and development. But have you ever noticed how your leafy companions seem to dance in the presence of light? It's a subtle ballet, a silent symphony of shadow and light that reveals the plant's needs. Consider the way your potted fern slowly swivels its fronds toward the window. It's a phenomenon known as phototropism, where plants move or grow toward the light. They're doing this to maximize their exposure to the sun's rays. It's their way of saying, "I need more light, please." On the flip side, if your plant is getting too much sun, it'll tell you. Ever noticed how the leaves of your favorite succulent have turned a bit red or brown? That's sunburn, and it's a sign that your plant is saying, a little less light would be nice. Plants also signal their light needs through changes in leaf color. If your vibrant green pothos starts looking a bit pale, it might be craving more light. Conversely, if your typically dark green fiddle leaf fig is suddenly sporting yellow leaves, it could be getting too much light. Plants aren't static, they're dynamic, ever-changing beings that respond to their environment. The dance of light and shadow is a vital part of their existence. And just like in any dance, timing and rhythm are key. Too much sunlight and the plant gets scorched. Too little and it can't photosynthesize properly. So the next time you're wondering if your plant is happy with its light conditions, watch it closely. Observe its dance. Is it leaning toward the light or away from it? Is it changing color? Is it showing signs of sunburn? These are your plant's way of communicating its needs. Remember, you don't need to be a botanist to understand your plant's needs. You just need to be observant and responsive. And in doing so, you'll not only become a better plant caregiver, but you'll also deepen your connection with the natural world. In the dance of light and shadow, plants find their rhythm. Sometimes growth means needing a new home. Just like us, plants too outgrow their spaces and require roomier accommodations. The first sign your plant might be longing for a change of scenery is visible roots. When they start peeking out from the drainage holes or circling the pot's interior, it's a clear cry for help. Imagine wearing a shoe that's too small. Your toes would scrunch up, unable to move freely. The same goes for the roots of your plant. When they can no longer stretch out and explore, they start to circle or push out, desperately seeking more space. Another telling sign is when your plant starts to wilt or yellow, even after watering. This could mean the roots are so compacted that water can't penetrate the root ball. It's like offering a drink to a friend with their mouth taped shut. Moreover, if your plant is growing at a snail's pace or not at all, despite all the right conditions, it may be because the roots have taken up all the space, leaving no room for new growth. So how do you respond to these silent pleas? By repotting. Gently remove the plant from its current pot, tease out the roots, and place it in a larger pot with fresh soil. After a short adjustment period, you'll notice your plant thriving anew. It's like seeing a butterfly emerge from a cocoon. Repotting is not a task, it's a rebirth. Plants, too, have their foes. Just as we battle colds and allergies, our green friends grapple with pests and diseases. It's a quiet struggle, but with a keen eye, we can spot the signs. Pests, like tiny invaders, leave trails of destruction in their wake. Spider mites, for instance, weave delicate webs on the underside of leaves, while aphids suck the life out of tender shoots, leaving them wilted and discolored. Then, there are diseases. Fungi, bacteria, and viruses lurk unseen, manifesting as black spots, mold, or leaf curl. Each of these signs is a plea for help, a silent SOS from your plant. Responding promptly to these alerts can mean the difference between a thriving plant and a dying one. So let's arm ourselves with knowledge and stand guard, protecting our leafy companions from their unseen enemies. In every spot and curl lies a hidden message. Humidity, the unseen player in a plant's life. Just as we humans have preferences for temperature and humidity, so do our green friends. Some like it hot and dry, others prefer a tropical humid environment. But how do they tell us? Watch out for curled leaves or brown leaf tips. These are often cries for a more humid environment, a plea from your tropical plants. On the other hand, succulents and cacti hailing from arid landscapes might show signs of rot or mold if the air is too moist. It's a delicate balance, but fret not. There are simple ways to adjust the humidity around your plants. A tray of water placed near the plant, a humidifier, or even a quick mist can make your tropical plants happier. For desert dwellers, ensure good airflow and consider using a dehumidifier in damp climates. In the silent play of air, the plant finds its comfort. Understanding our plants is a journey of constant discovery. From the silent whispers of leaves to the thirst signals and sunlight dances, each plant has its unique language. Root growth and repotting cues, pest alerts and humidity hints, all these subtle signs guide us in providing the best care. It's more than just tending to their needs, it's about engaging in a conversation. Our care transforms into a dialogue, a deeper connection. Listen to your plants, they're talking to you.